Imagine walking on a railway track amidst dozens of waterfalls. Imagine walking on a railway track surrounded by dense jungle. Imagine walking on a railway track in foggy weather. Imagine walking on a railway track admiring the lush green valley views. Hello, I am not talking about the Dudhsagar Waterfall trek. This railway track then leads you to a beautiful fort known as Peb Fort. Peb Fort, also known as Vikatgad, is located in Raigad district of Maharashtra. Due to its proximity to the famous hill station Matheran near Mumbai, the fort attracts many trekkers mostly during the weekends. From the top of the Peb Fort, one can enjoy a 360-degree view of the entire Matheran Hill range. Watch the full video without skip to know all the details. How to do Peb Fort trek. Our treks begins here. We started early morning 5 am from Lonavala by bike. It's around 50 kilometers distance by road to reach the trek starting point. Took 1 hour 30 minutes and we reached by 6:30 am in the trekking point. In the Matheran Road Junction 134, there is a parking place near the road, so you can park your vehicle here. Junction 134, this is the Peb Fort trek starting point. So don't miss this 134 nanometer rail mark. It starts from the rail marking 134 nanometer until you reach 154 nanometer, from where you leave the railway track route and start the descent for the Peb Fort. So just keep in mind 154 nanometer rail marking and don't miss this. Both point I have marked and given the link in video description, you can follow the same. It's approximately 2 kilometers walk on the railway track. Trekking in a dense jungle along the railway tracks sound interesting, isn't it? But is it really allowed to trek along the railway tracks? Trekking on the railway track is a punishable offence with a penalty of imprisonment for up to 6 months and or fine up to 1000 rupees. So how is it possible to trek to the Peb Fort along the railway track? The toy train services from Neral to Matheran is mostly closed during the monsoon due to the chances of landslides in the rail route. Also, during the other seasons, the toy train runs at a very slow speed, so trekking isn't banned on these tracks. I was fascinated to see a few photos of the trek on Instagram with waterfalls pouring on the railway track. That moment, I decided that I was visiting it very soon. After a few minutes into trekking, I shouted in excitement as I got a glimpse of a waterfall falling on the railway track. I rushed towards it, threw my bag in excitement, and the other moment I was beneath the waterfall completely drenched. I was loving every moment of trekking along the railway lines. The views of the lush green valleys were fabulous and the sky was crystal clear. After walking for around 45 minutes or so, we made it to a point 154 nanometer from where one has to take the staircase way and start the descent to reach Peb Fort. We have to take right turn to Peb Fort from here. In the left route, approximately 5 minutes walk, there is temple dedicated to Ganpati. We didn't know about this temple. The local people who joined with them for trek from this point, they told about this temple, so we decided to see the temple. This place called Kadhavarcha Ganpati, because the Ganpati is located on the edge of the mountain and Kada means edge in the native language Marathi. Beautiful and peaceful place to visit. It's one of the popular tourist attractions in hill station in Matheran. Good for trekkers as after visiting here you can move forward for Vikatgad Peb Fort trek. It takes you to reach 1.5 hours from Kadhavarcha Ganpati to Vikatgad Peb Fort. This patch is a bit tricky as there are no ropes or railing for safety and it generally gets little slippery in the monsoon. A small slip can throw you hundreds of meters down into the deep valleys. So be extra careful while traversing this patch. The dog was giving accompany us to walk from the starting point, but from here he also afraid to descend I think. He just returned back. There is various trek routes to reach Peb Fort. Matheran toy train route, this is the easiest route amongst all available. This is the route we took. Another one is Anandwadi, Fanashwadi route. From Neral station, you can take a shared auto to reach Anandwadi which is around 3 to 4 kms. You can also walk all the way to base village. The trek route to reach the Peb Fort from the village is a bit confusing and one has to follow the electric poles which guide you to the correct path. If you are a beginner, I would recommend you to take a local guide along with you. Further ahead starts the ascent which takes us to the second ladder section in this path. From this ladder section, it takes around 20 minutes to reach the topmost point of the fort where a temple dedicated to Swami Samarthar is situated. Now we are reached in the almost top of the fort. The difficulty level of Peb Fort trek depends on which route you are taking and which season you're doing the trek. We doing this trek in the month of November first week. We took the easiest route to reach the Peb Fort trek, which starts from 134 feet nanometer. In terms of difficulty, I would rate this route as an easy to medium level. One or two sections to reach the Peb Fort are little tricky, especially in the monsoon season as it gets slippery, so be extra careful. There is no rope or railing for assistance, so a small mistake can be life-threatening. The fort rises to a maximum altitude of 2050 feet and was primarily used as a granary and watchtower by the ruling armies. This is one of the watchtower wall remains in the fort. The strategic location of the hill provides a commanding view of Chanderi Fort, Nakhand Hill, Malanghat, Tali, Prablagad, Kalavantine and Matheran Plateau in clear weather. This is the final ascent to the top of the hill. A temple has been constructed at the top of the fort and is believed to shelter the footprints of Swami Samarth, and this temple is constructed recently. The cheapest and most convenient way to reach the Peb Fort is via railways. The nearest railway station to Peb Fort is Neral Station. From Mumbai, take a Karjat bound local train and get down at Neral Station. If you are coming from Pune, catch any Mumbai bound train and get off at Karjat. Now catch a CST bound local train from Karjat and get down at Neral. Also, there are few direct trains from Pune to Neral. From Neral station, you can catch a shared taxi for Matheran, 80 Indian rupees, and ask the driver to drop you at the start point of Peb Fort trek. Hope you guys like the video, so kindly support me, like, subscribe, comment. I will come back with more interesting videos, so don't forget to press the bell icon. Any doubts about this trek, ask me in the comment box. Thank you all for watching.